Hey all, Tyler here. And today we're just going to be looking over a 2,000 point list for Warhammer 40k 8th edition that's completely Traitor Guard. So, as I stated previously, they are not one of the strongest armies just because they don't have they have some of the least support, you know? I mean, I'm happy we got rules for them, but with all the new stuff coming out with in the Blackstone Fortress of the Traitor Guard guys, you think we would have got more rules, but the obligatory complaining over. Uh, I think this list is basically the one of the most min max type of lists we can have. I think it really plays on our strengths. I haven't got to test it out yet. I haven't got to play it. I don't got all my stuff built and painted up yet, but I think this is a pretty good list. It I think the only problem is uh, it has a heavy focus on just guys and then tanks. My only problem is uh, if the guys are engaging, charging the enemy units, our tanks won't be able to shoot them then. That's the only thing. But I think we can get around that. Okay, so start off Chaos Covenant of Khorne. Uh, it's really the Chaos Covenants are pretty. Choose whichever one you feel. I chose Khorne in this one, just because we're gonna have a couple big units of guys to charge in, and 50 strength for attacks is pretty darn good. But I just think this one's the best if you just have a bunch of guys who are gonna be charging. The Nurgle one I don't think is good. I think it's far worse than all the other ones. The Slaanesh one I think is good if you have the Ogryn Brutes to make sure they can get in, and it helps if you have other guys too. And if you're going to play like a really gunline type army, then definitely the Zeech one's the best with the 5+ Overwatches. But I picked Khorne just because our guys should be able to go strength 4 then. Uh, Yeah, so then we have 3 Renegade commanders. They all have, oh no, 2 Renegade commanders and a Rogue Psyker Coven. So the Renegade commanders just have a plasma pistol and a power maul. You don't have to kit them out like this. You could just make them be super base and save like 9 points a piece on them, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'd rather them be able to do something just in case they have to. I mean, hey, a plasma pistol and a power mod, just make it so they can kill things possibly. Then a Rogue Psyker Coven. These are just good so you can so you have a far higher chance of getting the like reroll to hit and to wound spell that they have. That's pretty good. That's sort of what this list is built around. Like half the list is the vehicles and the other half is getting that off on your 2 big blobs of guys and just letting them go to town. Okay. So I'm pretty positive I did this right. I just booted up this list and I made it a little bit ago, so I'm not 100% sure if everything's still correct. One thing, Renegade Cultists, I'm not sure if they went up in points too, but you could just replace this with the Renegade Militia for the same effect, just 4 points a dude. Oh, these ones actually have the heavy stubber. Well, it's not a big deal. It's roughly the same. These yeah, it's 4, isn't there? Yeah. These 4 just fill up the extra slots for the battalion detachment. That's it. 'Cause yeah, if I forgot to say it, this one is a brigade detachment. So yeah, so those 4 they just fill up spots. There's little units you can go get objectives, blah 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 with. So our 2 big hefty units of the Renegade, of the Mutant Rabble. They have the champion, and the champion's just base. You could have him give him a better weapon, which I might do. Like I said, this isn't 100% optimized, but it's pretty good. And then all the mutants have shotguns. I forget if they can have pistols too. It's really your choice of if you're gonna want to have the shotgun or if you're gonna want to have the pistol to shoot in combat. But I put shotguns on them because I like shotguns, even though I don't think they're amazing in game, but they're okay. And if you're gonna be advancing them up, at least you get to shoot with your shotguns then when you advance. And these both have 50 dudes in them, so these are big hefty squads. So I'm going to jump down a little bit just so I can explain a key component. So we have 2 Renegade Enforcers with plasma pistols and power maws. That's just the setup I like most on the characters. But these are you need these so you don't lose too many of your rabble to morale. One more thing I will say is this one is like half tanks, half guys. Probably the strongest thing you could do, I would almost say, is just all Lehmann Russ tanks, just because they are so good. But since I think you're only allowed to have 3, since we don't have any commanders or anything. Oh, no, because you could have the unit slot of 3, so you could have 9. I don't know. This is just a nice all-around list. I sort of feel like it's best to either have all heavy units this edition or all just guys. Just because then, no matter what, some of their weapons aren't going to work as good. Because heavy weapons aren't as good against the guys and the infantry weapons aren't as good as against the tanks, So their specific weapons get to shoot at those specific things and gain the most benefit, but not a big deal. This is just a test. So you want the Renegade Enforcers to be next to the Mutant Rabble, but you don't want them to be next to anything else, or it will take the D3 wounds if it would have to take a morale test. So you want to keep these guys away from the Rogue Psyker Coven, because then they'll take the D3 things instead of morale. And you want to keep these guys away from the Rogue Psyker Coven, so when they do their spell, or these guys could just take, then these guys would take like the D3 mortal wounds or however many it is, and that would really mess these guys up. So you want to keep them apart. So just sort of all around the big blobs of guys, but not too close to each other. So Renegade Command Squad, you mostly just take these guys for the Banner of Hate, because basically what that lets you do is it lets your guys do another hit if they would die when they die. So that just gives you more attacks on the turn when they're super buffed. And I guess one just has a grenade launcher for some reason. It's just a nice little unit of more advanced guys. And then Marauders, 3 squads of them. I mean, Marauders are amazing in my opinion. I think they're pretty awesome for how cheap they are and the fact that they can get the -1 to hit, and if you get them in the cover, they get the bonus save. They're just good. So this one, the Marauder Chief, just has a bolt gun because it's 1 point, a little upgrade. Then all the normal guys have auto guns because, why not? Just base stuff. And the other 2 have plasma guns. I wasn't sure what they give them. You can give them sniper rifles to pick off characters. You give them grenade launchers. The plasma guns are a little expensive, but I like what they do, so I gave them those. One point I did forget about the Mutant Rabble is even though they hit on 5, so they're just worse than Cultists, but the Cultists got a point increase, I think. I'm not 100% sure there. They either get the move faster, which is good for getting to the enemy. They get an extra point of toughness, which is good. But I think that one you only have a 6th chance of get. Or they get to make an extra attack on the charge they turn. An extra attack on the turn they charged. So that's really good with these guys, just since you have so many of them. Yeah, so the Marauders, you just want to get them up in cover. They can just mess around. They're just all around good units for the points. Then fast attack. Since it's a brigade, you just got to fill out the fast attack. So I did that with 3 Hellhounds. You know, just get some armored in there. Hellhounds are okay. Haven't got to play with them a ton, but I think they're pretty solid with the Inferno cannon. And the Stormbolter and the Heavy Bolter, just why not have some more good shots. So you have 3 of them. So then next you have the Lehmann Russes. Lehmann Russes are just awesome right now. They're amazing for their points. So on these, I have all 3 have Punisher Gatling cannon. It's basically if you want to do the best, you either want to take the Punisher Gatling cannon or the Demolisher cannon. The problem is both of those do have short ranges. So, you know, some of the other ones are okay then if you're going to keep them back. Like, I think the Battle Cannon's one of the other really good ones. So it's like those 3 are about the best ones. But the Punisher Gatling Cannon, if you do get all 40 shots from like the Grinding Advance or whatever, you're going to kill things with it. It's just the all-around best just because you have so many shots. Even like super heavy stuff, you're going to dink it some. And then you just have the Heavy Bolter, Storm Bolter. Just get all the shots, why not? And yeah, that's the list. So like I said, you know, the main strategy is tanks are going to shoot in advance, be heavy. Hellhounds, you're going to shoot advance, be heavy. They do, with the Inferno Cannon, though, they do blow up. So you want to try to space them out from your stuff some, or your stuff's going to get cooked by them if they do get blown up. Like I said, both of these just amazing for their points, amounts of shots and everything. Marauders, just some hard to kill, hard to hit, elite guys, pretty cheap, get you a couple special weapons. Enforcers are okay in combat, you know, they can beat things up some, but that's not their main purpose. Main purpose is to make sure the mutant rabble don't run away, because, you know, instead of taking the morale check, D3 die. Command Squad, just a cheap little thing. Its main purpose is to get you that flag, so when these guys die, they get an extra attack. I meant these guys. These guys, just big units of dudes that can beat stuff up. You know, they suck, but they got their advantages. 4 units of cultists, just little groups of guys that can run around. You can do it with the militia too if these guys did go up in points. Their main thing is just filling out the brigade so we can get the extra CP. And for the leaders, 2 renegade commanders, you just need them because they're just good cheap HQ. Can beat stuff up a little bit, you know. And the Coven, just so you can get the unnatural vigor off. Yeah. So that's the list. Just after me reviewing the book a lot. I mean, I just think this is one of our better lists we can run. Like I said, I haven't got to play with it. I don't know all the strategies, but I think this is a good setup if you want to modify this or look into this. This is what I'm feeling about running, so, yep. Thank you for watching. If you have any ways to tweak it that you like, let me know. If there's anything I messed up on real bad, let me know. I'll try to fix it in the comments or whatever. Sorry for not posting in a while. I've just been busy with school and everything, but I'm gonna try to post a couple more videos soon. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next video then. Thanks.